Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery. How are you today? I hope you are all doing really well out there. Today has been a busy day, busy as far as getting some things done. It's been very slow business-wise. We had 0 customers in the store today. Our friend Diane came in. I don't know if she'll be watching here later. She came in to hang out a little bit today and just kind of sometimes it's nice to have somebody just come in and chit-chat for a little while. So Diane came and chit-chatted with me for a little bit and even helped me with some of the things I was doing today. So that was nice. I had some help. Been doing a lot of wooden pendants, getting wooden pendants ready for Tucson. It's one of the things that, when our laser is working right, which has been a question mark here lately. It's one of those things when it's working right, we mass produce these and we have them all the time, and we even wholesale them. So we're trying to get back into the swing of it now that the laser seems to be, I'm gonna knock on wood because every time I say that something happens, but the laser seems to be working okay. And we have cut most of all the wooden pendants for any order that we have. And we have gotten to the part where we are now cutting pendants for Tucson. And I'm sorry if I feel a little bit out of it. I just realized I think I'm getting a migraine. So I started getting this sharp pain in my head, like literally about 5 minutes before I got live here. And now I'm starting to see a halo in my vision, which means I'm getting a migraine. So I'm going to actually take one moment and I'm going to go and get some headache pills. And so sorry about that. I would have done this before had I realized I was getting a halo. So I'll be right back. Okay, back. Sorry, everyone. I do suffer from migraines sometimes, and luckily, or I guess probably more lucky than some other people, my grandmother also got them, and she and I also were both able to see these little halos start forming. And what happens for me is when I start getting a migraine, I can see it's like as if you looked at a bright light or looked at the sun really quickly, and you see that kind of blotch of light, bright light, and that light starts to form a circle in my eye. I don't know if it's going around my eye. I don't know what happens there, but it literally starts forming a circle. It starts with just a little tick mark, and then it grows. And I have found that it seems like if I can take medicine and an aura, yes, if I can take medicine and get rid of it before it forms a complete circle, I generally don't end up with a migraine. And most of mine are tension, which I'm tense lately. We're doing a lot. We're getting ready for a lot. Tucson is like a lot right now, along with everything else just generally. So yeah, hopefully this will not form, I've taken pills, hopefully this will not form a full circle. Keep my neck limber. I've been sitting kind of probably in the same position most of the day too, which absolutely doesn't help. Wearing these heavier clothes does not help either. But anyway, sorry about that interlude, right? So what am I saying? Wooden pendants. We have our wooden pendant retirement sale is going on right now. So you can get the wooden pendants that we're getting rid of. They're going away. They're not going to be available anymore. those are in our retirement sale in the online store. And that retirement sale is probably going to end after this weekend. This is TGBE weekend. We will probably show them off a little bit this weekend, and then they are going away, not to be seen again. So if you want any of those, they're automatically 25% off. That takes an $8 pendant down to $6, y'all. So they're 25% off. That happens automatically when you put them in your cart. Now, the ones I'm going to show you today, these are still part of the permanent collection. They've not been retired. These are ones that if you've been following us for a long time, you may have seen these or some of these. But we're starting to bring them back. Now that we can kind of, I hope we can rely on this laser that we have. We're going to start making these more. We're going to start showing them more and using them more. Now, Andrew has done a number of videos, and so has Cynthia and some of our other friends in the TGBE on how to embellish wooden components or metal and wood components. And so I shared a post on, I hope, on the Allegory Gallery timeline today. I think I definitely shared it in the TGBE group. But if you look on our timeline, I believe I shared a post that has some links to some of those videos from us, where Andrew showed how to embellish wooden pendants. And also we once for a TGBE did a book pendant that we used the laser for, and he showed how to embellish those wooden book pendants. So those, or all of these pendants actually, are something that you can use those techniques with. So I know a lot of people, will see some of these pendants and maybe, whoops, as I throw one on the floor, let me pull another one up here. So this is like one of our cutouts. This is the turtle, the sea turtle cutout. And so maybe they're too bright for you. The ones I'm going to show you today are darker. We did them in a different wood, and I'm releasing them in that wood only right now. So you might like that. But these ones are brighter, but they take the color and they take the adornment well. So if you want to learn how you can do that, check out, Marion says you did share, I think, I'm trying to read comments, but I can only read half of each word that I look at. So it takes me, you did share to the AG page. Okay. If you're just tuning in, I'm getting a halo from a migraine. So I can see about half of whatever I look, especially words. I can see the first part of the word. The second part of the word is blurred out. It's a weird thing. So not a good time to get a migraine. But if you want to see that there, Marianne has confirmed I did share it to the AG page today. I've been sharing everywhere. I sent out some posts on our email list. I send out some posts on our text message list. So if you're on any of those, you probably got some things today. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us. I have some people emailing. I have to figure out some things. So if you sent me an email, I may have gotten it today. I'm working on looking over some of that stuff. And yeah, so today, mainly, I'm going to show you some of our wooden pendants that are still part of the permanent collection. That if you've not been with us, if you just joined us kind of through the TGBE, you may not have seen most of these. Most of these were only debuted before the pandemic, and then we had issues with our laser through a lot of the pandemic, and we took a lot of them off our online store because we weren't sure we could count on it. So now that we've been doing a lot of these, trying to get them ready for Tucson, it seems, knock on wood, everything is going okay, and the laser is producing. So I'm going to put them in the online store, and we're going to start putting more and more of them in the online store in different woods, and try and get the full permanent collection up there. That's my goal after things for Tucson are settled. But as we're making things for Tucson, I figure why not take a picture of them and put them online, because we can make them again. So that's what I've been doing. So we're going to show you that today. I'm also going to show you, if you watched my video on the Cricut, I used the Cricut Maker 3 to start making jewelry tags. And I changed them up a little bit, but I used them finally today and got some of the pendants on them. And I'm going to show you what that looks like as well. So we're going to take a look at that. So let me go through here, and I'm going to try to read the comments and say hi to everybody. Hello, Harry. Thanks for tuning in. Hello, Marianne, of course, is here. AGB fam. Norma is with us. Marianne says, not a problem. Migraines are awful. Yes, they are, right? Yes, they are. Let's see here. Teresa is with us. Other Teresa is with us. Thank you. Our two Teresas that we have. Thank you for joining us. Marianne says, movement is good for a lot. Oops, it just jumped. For a lot of things, sitting not so much, right? It's true. It's true. Teresa says, I have a migraine too today, have the halo. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. It's not good. It's not fun times. I have a lot to do today. I was planning on going over to the cottage to make some stuff, hopefully, or at least practice making some stuff. So I hope this goes away, because if I can't see to make things, that's going to be an issue. With everything I have to do tonight, it's going to be an issue. I have photos to take. We're going to get to that a little bit later too. We're going to go live twice today, everybody. I'm going to show you this today, and then I'm going to go home. Andrew has most of his paintings done that he's been working on all yesterday, all last night, and beyond that. And all day today. So I'm going to go home and take pictures of those, get those in the online store. And I'm going to do another live tonight at some point showing you those, as long as my migraine goes away. Because it's not going to be fun if I have no, it's not going to be an easy presentation if I'm in the dark and can't make any noise. So we're gonna work through this. We're gonna get through this. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna do this tonight. We're gonna be here again. I'm gonna guess my watch is dead. That's another thing that's been going on today. Everything's dying. My batteries. I need to plug everything in. Probably. Let's see. What time is it? It's just about 5 or 5:15 or so. I actually should open up my computer because I said we're going to talk for a half hour. Okay, looks like 5:15. I was right. Boy, that mental timekeeping is working today. So 5:15, we'll get done here. This isn't going to take too long today to show you these. So let's say hopefully around 8 or 8:30 p.m. Eastern time tonight, I will have the paintings online and we will do a live. So join me back here around 8 or 8:30. If I'm running late or the migraine kicks in too hard, I will absolutely post to the best of my ability on the Facebook page. Let's see here. Oops, where was I? Sorry, all this comments jumped. Facebook user says hello. Hello out there. I don't know who you are, but thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. If you do come up like that, that usually means that StreamYard cannot connect. You've not given permission through Facebook for StreamYard to see your Facebook name. Apps have to request permission from you if you want them to see any of your information on Facebook. At least they should have to. So there's a little link generally that's provided in most of these descriptions of these videos. If you click on that link, StreamYard pops up and says, do you give us permission to see your Facebook name? And if you hit yes, that will then allow me to see your name if it works. It doesn't work all the time. It's not a perfect system, as are most things with technology these days. Hello, Susan. Hello, Susie. Thank you for tuning in. And Andrew says when he says permanent, he means currently in production, because we're going to make an effort to continue streamlining our offerings. Yes. So the permanent collection just means it's here right now. It's not, I probably shouldn't say permanent, but it's part of our current collection. It's not going into retirement. The ones I'm going to show you today are not retired pieces. They are currently produced pieces. Andrew says, I think Cynthia is going live tonight too. Oh, then I don't want to barge in on her. That might throw a kink in things a little bit. Marion says, darn it, more temptations. I hope these are tempting. I hope you like these. I love our wooden pendants. I don't know why. I know why sometimes they haven't caught on more, because every time we go to make them, something breaks down in the laser and people have to wait like 3 weeks to get them. So hopefully this time that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen because our laser, knock on wood again, is working really well. And It seems like the supplies for the laser are pretty readily available, so hopefully that won't be an issue either. Let's see here. Susan says, Mercury retrograde, my friend. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Suzanne says, hello, William. AGB fam out there. Green Girl says, yes, tonight at 7. Okay, so Green Girl will be on at 7. So I was planning on 8 or 8:30. I know they usually try to stick to an hour to an hour and a half. So let's make it more like 8:39-ish. Yeah, they said they usually keep it to an hour. So let's say that we're going to go live again around 8:30-ish. That way, that should clear them. They should give them plenty of time to do what they want to do. And even if they run a little bit late, that's fine. We'll keep an eye on them. If they run even later, then we'll just postpone it because we don't want to overlap. We want you to be able to see both of us. I want you to be able to see both of us. Donna says, feel better soon. Thank you. I'm going to try. I took pills. If you weren't here at the beginning, I have taken some pills. And I'm going to keep rubbing and relaxing the muscles in my neck because that's usually where my tension comes from. And we're going to try and get rid of this migraine so it doesn't get worse. It doesn't get worse. Cynthia says, I'm sorting stuff now and I found a bunch of good stuff. So they're going to have some good stuff. I don't know what they're all going to show you, but they're going to have some good stuff tonight for you. Hopefully you like the stuff we are showing you today. I hope you like it. These pendants are in the online store already. They're in the AG wooden pendant collection, so you can go check that out. Even though it starts with AG, it's at the bottom. If you're looking for it in the homepage, I put it at the bottom because I'm thinking most people are probably looking for wooden pendants. So they're going to probably think W. So it's down there. Also, if you keep scrolling, I put it actually in it's right under the mystery boxes, this entire collection, which this collection, when you look at it in the online store, will include the retirement pieces. So if you throw whatever wooden pendants you want in your cart, the retirement pieces are automatically going to get 25% off. You don't have to worry about adding a discount code. So anything that's being retired, you don't have to try and keep track of anything. It's all in the one collection. There's a separate retirement collection if you want to see that. But in the wooden pendant collection, if you throw them in your cart, if they're supposed to be retired, you'll get 25% off. If they're not supposed to be retired, you won't. It's that easy. Try and make it easy for y'all so it's not crazy. It's not crazy. Susan says, it was warm today, about 65 degrees here, and saw the sun for a bit. It's cloudy now. It has been cloudy here most of the day. I was talking with Tony, who is our meter person here, and she does not like the winter. But we were talking about how it's not been too bad. It's starting to get a little kind of, it's that wet, but it's like a almost humidish wet. So it feels really cold. It's that kind of weather right now, and none of us are loving it really. She was even saying, she's like, I'd rather have the dry with the snow than this freezing kind of wet cold. So I don't know. I like the cooler weather. I don't mind it, but she is out in it all day long. That's all, because she runs the meters in town. So she's here all the time and outside all the time. And we were talking about that, how like they always say that she can come inside to get warm. And she's like, I come inside with all my clothes on. I start to sweat, and then it's like even colder because you're sweating and the cold air hits the sweat. So it's like it's easier just to stay outside once you're outside sometimes. So we were talking about that today. I talked with her a little bit. Diane, our friend, came in, who may jump on here after, I don't know. And she helped me peel some wooden pendants so I could get ready for this show, and peeled a bunch of cutouts that we've been making for Tucson. I talked with her about making some tablecloths for us for the show, but she has to stop and see the fabric. So we'll probably plan on doing that probably on Friday. I think Andrew's leaving tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's leaving for North Carolina tomorrow. This morning I had to stop and get the car worked on. That was not a fun trip, right? It's never fun taking your car to the garage. 3 of our 4 tires have been deflating almost every other day. We have to put air in them every other day. So we had to see what was going wrong with that before Andrew took it on a trip to North Carolina. And they were all leaking around the rim apparently. So they cleaned them. I guess they like Scotch-Brite clean them and make sure they're good contact with the tire and the wheel. And then they use some goo, I guess, to help that. So I did that this morning, had the oil changed. Our brakes have been having, the brake light's been coming on a lot, so I asked them to check the brake fluid and all that. Apparently our one front brake is pretty low. So they said that you'll be fine for now, but we should get the brakes changed soon. Crazy. It's crazy. So I did that this morning. They were so nice. If you are around here, if you live anywhere close to here, and you need a good kind of all-around mechanic, look at Sauer's Tire here in Bolivar. It's just outside of Ligonier, and they are the nicest people. They do not cheat you. Like I said, he told us our brakes are low. You can get by, but you should get new ones soon. And that's what it is. He doesn't say, okay, you need to get brakes now, let's just put them on. And no, there was none of that. It's never like that. It's always like, okay, here's what you should be thinking about next, if there's something to think about. Otherwise, they just, that's it. I think they're really reasonable, and they do great work. So if you do live around here and you are watching this, we highly recommend Sauer's Tires. We've been going to them since we've had a car here in Pennsylvania. So pretty much since we've moved here, we've been using them, and they're always fair. And, we had to work on these tires because Andrew was taking the car, and this is the first chance we got. I literally went in yesterday and said, can you please fit us in tomorrow sometime? And he shuffled things around and made it work for us. So they're really good people. Highly recommend them. I know most of you watching right now live, it has nothing to do with you because you're not around here. But if you are watching this even in the replay and you happen to need car work, please call Sauer's. Give them the business. It's worth it. I know there are a lot of good places here in Ligonier and all that too. But I just have to say, we have always felt fairly treated, and they've always worked around our schedule as much as possible. Okay, Teresa says, it was 35 and cloudy here in Long Island. We were supposed to get rain tomorrow. It was about 30 some today. It was 34 or 35 was the high. I think it was supposed to be warmer than that. Tony, the meter person, she was saying that she thought it was supposed to be 50 and sunny today, and it was not. It was about 34 and cold and cloudy. Teresa says 26 degrees here. We lost our Wi-Fi and phone service. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Susan says, sigh. It's never ending with cars and homes, right? Right? No wonder people lease and rent. But then you don't have anything to show for it. So I don't know. There's both, give and takes on both. At least if you do end up paying off your house, you can do stuff with it. you can use it for collateral and stuff. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's always something. So how's everybody? Sorry, I keep having to reach over here to check the time. We have about 3 minutes, and then I said I was going to show you stuff. So at 5:30 here, we're going to start showing some of these wooden pendants. I'm going to show you what I did with the Cricut, ultimately. And then we're going to close this live up. You're going to watch Cynthia at 7. So I don't want to go over either with Cynthia going live at 7. And then at about 8:30 or so, I'm going to try and be ready with Andrew's paintings to do another live around 8:30 tonight. And that'll be pretty quick because we'll be going over the paintings. And, I say pretty quick. It's never quick with us. We always chat. We always hang out. But I'm going to try and make it pretty quick because I would like to get over to the cottage tonight. I've been working at home the last few nights, and I need to get over to the cottage because I'm working on trying to make a series of enameled pendants, and I would prefer if I could show them to Andrew before he leaves tomorrow, so that he can kind of say, okay, keep doing that while I'm gone this week. Or he says, that's awful, don't do any more of those. So I'm going to try to get over to the cottage tonight and get some samples made up of what we've been talking about doing. So we'll see how that goes too. We'll see how that goes. That's the plan, though. It's going to be a busy evening for me, and Andrew's leaving tomorrow, so probably a busy evening for him. I think he's leaving tomorrow. I think it's the day. I am so turned around on everything, and now that I'm getting a migraine, does not help. At least my migraine now went over to this. It's going to the periphery, so I think I caught it in time. Caught it in time, I think. Hopefully, I can see again. I can see most of what I'm looking at. Suzanne says, I got another tattoo today. Nice. What'd you get? What kind of tattoo? Where and what? If you don't mind sharing. Hello, Sandra. Thank you for tuning in. Good to see you here. Susan says, my aunt, maternal uncle's wife, passed away. It's sobering. She was the very last of that generation of my family, so the baton has been passed to my generation. I'm sorry to hear that. I know that's hard. You know, even if you're not close, and I don't know if you were, that's a hard thing, right? It's a hard thing. I can't even imagine. I think about that sometimes, like how you, at some point, most likely you will become the oldest generation, right? I guess if you're lucky to live long enough and live well, I guess that's part of it too. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know that's hard. Hello, Amanda. The rune on my left arm. Nice. Uruz. It's hard to pronounce. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. On your left arm. Nice. Some days I think about having a tattoo, and other days I'm like, it's hard for me to convince myself that I would like something long enough to get it tattooed on my body. But then I think there's a lot of things I like that I could get tattooed and I'd be fine with, really, in the end. So I don't know. I don't know why I don't. I guess it's, that pristine canvas until you get something, maybe. Sue says, hope your migraine is feeling better. Getting better. Migraines are the worst. They are. They are. Sue says, in some ways, I'm an orphan as my parents and brother are gone. That has to be hard. Yeah. I know my mom, when her mom, my grandmother, passed, that made her an orphan, kind of. And so they were talking about that, how they're orphans now. And it's just kind of a sad thing, but, at least you hope your life and your health is good enough and you're living long enough to, I don't want to say, outlive people, but, I don't know. Sometimes it might be hard. I don't know. My grandmother passing was hard for me, and I can't imagine parents passing. I'm not ready for that yet. I don't think we ever are, right? Unless you don't get along, then maybe you are, but I'm definitely not. My dad has a procedure tomorrow that some things were found earlier, and he's having things checked on more deeply. And so my mind is kind of there a little bit with him right now. We live pretty close. He's on my way in between here and my other job. And I get to see him for family events and things, but we don't hang out as much. But he does help us sometimes with the cottage and just things around the house and cars and stuff. He used to be a mechanic or auto body specialist. And so I do see him. And we had a tough relationship growing up because of his addiction issues. But we're much better now, and I'm not ready for things to go wrong there again right now. So my mind has been there in the last few days since I found out. Susan says, my hubs gets migraines. They are so awful. They are. This one seems to be going away. I think I caught it early enough because literally I said, about 5 minutes as I was writing the description for this video, I got a shooting pain through the back of my head here. And it was like this throbbing knife stabbing, just constant. And I was like, wonder what that's about now. And then as soon as I hit go live, I started seeing the halo start. So I took pills. Hope it's okay. I think it's getting ready. Marion says, all of my blood ancestors have died, but my sister is the oldest of the next gen left, I believe. That's hard. All of your blood ancestors have passed. That's hard, I would think. I don't know. Maybe it's not. I guess it depends on your relationship with them. Like I don't like a lot of the family that is left for me that's not close to me anymore, like distance wise. Um, I don't really, talk to a lot or so, but I mean, in my family, people can sometimes live quite a while. So I have family members in their 90s, 80s and late 80s and early 90s. And so I just assume everyone's going to live that long, and I know that's not always the truth. Um, Susan says if he takes his meds right away, he's okay. He just needs to sit and rest. Yeah. Um, this has happened to me as I was doing the live, or else I would have put my head down a little bit and shut the lights out for a little bit before this. But I think it's going away. I think I can feel it. It doesn't seem like it's there. My head's not too rattly. That's another thing. My head feels, you get the pain when you shake your head a little bit. I think it's going away. I think I caught it. Amanda said, my parents died very young. I miss them terribly. I'm sorry. I would miss mine too. Like I said, my dad and I's relationship was not the greatest growing up. It was pretty good except for what he did. Like when he was good, he was good. But when he was not, it was bad. And but even then, I would still, especially now that we've kind of made up and we're moving on past all that, it'd be hard. Susan says, if things get dicey, sign off. We can catch up later. Yeah, so far I'm okay. And but I do have to get going because we have to get. I'm running late. I'm just blabbering on, so I'm gonna flip this around here real quick. And let's move this down and let's try and flip this camera. Oh yeah, another thing Andrew and I have to do tonight before he leaves is figure out how we're going to work the TGBE while he's gone, because he's doing a presentation for the TGBE and I have to do something for the TGBE, of course, showing some stuff that's probably going to be here, I think, unless he does everything from there kind of, and I just, we have to see, comment, but we don't often work apart. So trying to figure out our technology and how that all is going to work apart is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. All right, let's take a look at some wooden pendants. Here's a penny. I know some of you like the penny. Here's this, but all the measurements for the wooden pendants are on the, I'm not even going to use this. All the measurements, why not, are in the descriptions for these pendants that I'm showing you today. I made sure that the measurements were in there. Sometimes we just take pictures with a penny and say, hey, look at the picture, look at the penny, or set it with a ruler. But this time I wrote them in the description, so you can see them there. Okay. All right. First up, how about this little goldfish pendant? Now these are done, and I want to show you the difference. So I have one of these goldfish pendants here. This is in maple. This lighter one is maple plywood. This is in walnut plywood. All right. So they do have kind of a veneer coating on them that shows the wood, and then they are kind of like a plywood material in the middle. So Susan says it amazes me how much that driftwood color corrects, right? That's why I use it. Like, look at this. It's already turning yellow. Put that in there and boom, the color's right. I love it. So this is the maple. Right now, all the pendants I'm showing you are going to be this. And when you purchase them, they are going to be this darker color. I did not get it in the online store for you to have the option to get the other colors. And right now, I don't want to get crazy until we know the laser is going to work. So this is walnut. And I think this is a really cool, actually, I think the walnut is my favorite wood of all of them. Like, I like this one. This one, the maples are easy to color and to decorate and embellish. So if that's what you want to do, everything in the retirement wooden pendant album is in maple. But everything right now that's showing up that I'm going to show you is going to be done in the walnut. All right. So there's maple and walnut together. I I know you can see maybe the detail better in this, maybe, I don't know. But I just love the look of these in walnut, this dark wood. And I have the backings on these yet. I haven't pulled those off, but yours will not. Yours will just be a walnut backing. All right, so there's the goldfish. The goldfish, available at allegorygallery.com. I should put that up here. If you want to get it, they are available now. Add it to your cart and check out. And like I said, we're printing these pretty quick. And they should get out to you pretty quickly. So there's not a long delay on these right now. All right, we have cleared out our backlog and we should be able to print these daily if we need to. Teresa says, I love the walnut finish. Me too. Like I said, I think it's my favorite one. And I know that the detail can definitely stand out more. And I'll show you some other comparisons that we have as we go. But I love this because I feel like this is pretty bright, right? The maple's pretty bright, which allows you to do the embellishment if you want to. But I think if you're somebody who doesn't want to do the embellishment and things, I think that this is nice. Even though you could embellish these two, all the techniques that Andrew shows are good for all the wood that we have. But are these able to take paint? They are all able to. And Andrew has various, as I was saying at the beginning of the video, on our timeline today, I posted the retirement sale notification on our timeline on the Allegory Gallery page on Facebook. So you can check that out inside that post. If you find that post, it should be the first post on the page, I think. If you find that one, in there are 2 links to some of our YouTube videos where Andrew has embellished wooden pendants and wooden things that we sell, and that will help you learn what you can do. All right. Amanda says, oh, yes, I remember him showing the star one. Yeah. As Andrew said, it depends what kind of paint. Yes, it depends what kind of paint, but you can use certain paints. And those videos will take you through on different things that you can do. And again, if you go to the retirement sale notification that I posted today, there are 2 videos linked there to make it easy for you to find that you can use on all these pendants. Hello, Bonnie. Thanks for tuning in. So this is the goldfish. Next up, we have Sacred Geometry, Flower of Life, the Flower of Life. Again, I'm going to stop showing the back because we have not peeled the back yet. But the back looks just like all of this around here, just not cut out. Sacred Geometry, Flower of Life pattern. This has been a very popular one over the years until we took a lot of these off the online store because of the laser issues. But it is super detailed, as Susan says. That is so detailed. It is. It's very detailed. And until we learned a secret about pulling these, because this is on both sides, and every cutout needs to be picked off. These were a pain to do this one before. Now we have a secret, and it happens much faster and much easier. So it's tape, y'all. It's a certain kind of tape, but it's tape. And you just go whoop a few times, and it comes all off. It's nice. Andrew said it's a great to layer and frame a smaller piece on top. Yeah, so if you are, for example, hey, maybe you're looking in our last chance pendant collection because there are a bunch of pendants in our online store that there's only one of each of, and they are 15% off if you use code last chance right now. So maybe you're buying one of those pendants. I'm going to pretend this is one of them, and you can dangle stuff in front of this, you know, layer stuff up, dangle stuff in front, and use this as a background for other things. So you can do that too. But make sure you get those pendants while they're on sale, everybody. I just lost, there it is. I lost the other part to that toggle momentarily. Okay, so that is the Flower of Life from Sacred Geometry. Here we have a cosmic owl. The cosmic owl. I love this owl. So detailed. And I should say, in case you don't know already, every one of these designs I'm showing you started out as Andrew hand drawing. Now this one he probably maybe did on the computer to make sure it was equal. But all these drawings on these pendants are Andrew's hand drawn pieces of art, little works of art. And then he takes them and he digitizes them, which is not an easy process. It seems like every time our programs update, he has to learn a new way to digitize these drawings. So it's not easy most of the time. It should be an easy process, but it's a little bit more cumbersome than it needs to be sometimes. And then these are taken to the laser and they are cut out. So every one of these starts out as a long, big sheet of this walnut plywood, and then the designs are engraved, and then this is cut out, and the hole in the top is cut out with the laser. Amanda says, do you sell the bronze wire Andrew used to make the wire heart yesterday? I don't know. You have to send us an email. Send us an email. Again, please, everybody. It's great you can ask questions here, but I am not going to be able to remember to go back and look at that. So if you have questions on anything we supply, send us an email. Emails will get to me, and I look through my emails almost every single day, and I can then look back, because I honestly don't know. I was driving, so I honestly don't know what wire he used, so I will have to do some research, and to remember to do that research, an email helps. All right. Okay, next up, what's next? Here is King Kitty. King Kitty. King Kitty is a very popular pendant that we do. We also used to do it in maple, so I have both here. You can see the difference. I love the dark walnut wood, but maybe you like the lighter one. Right now, the only thing available is the darker one. If people want the lighter ones, you can email us and we can maybe make them. It's really not an issue. It's just I didn't have time today to turn on all the different kinds of options and all that. So, and it's easier for us to start out, especially when we're gearing back up again, especially when we're so busy getting ready for Tucson. It's easier for us to know, okay, I just need the walnut wood right now. So that's really the reason. It's a combination of things, but that's mainly it. Marion says, yes, William looks at emails even late at night. Yeah, usually I'm answering emails at like between midnight and 2:30 a.m. That's usually my email time. Shepley's, thank you for joining us, says, I like the walnut color, right? Suzanne says, heart, King Kitty. King Kitty's got all that fishy goodness going around him. Got that little crown in there. This could also be a Queen Kitty, but I think Andrew had Paolo in mind, so we call it King Kitty when this one was made. And this is a walnut wood, and it is available. These are $8 each. Most of these are all $8 each. There's some really large ones that go up to 10, but these are only $8 each. And again, if you look at the retirement sale post on our Facebook timeline, you can see some videos where you can learn how to embellish these if you want. I think the darker ones, it's not necessary. I would be more likely to embellish the lighter ones because I don't know, they look a little bit more like wood, and maybe you want to embellish that. I love natural materials, so I don't know. But if you want to, you can. If you want to color them in any way, like maybe you want the goldfish to be more gold, you can do that. All right. Now, here's one. This is Baby Dragon. You will notice that this one is part of the current collection, meaning it's not being retired. There is a Baby Dragon that has a very ornate background. That one is being retired. That one is being retired. This one, however, with the simple background, the plain background, is not. We found that people tend to like one or the other. So we are keeping right now the plain background, the simple background. But if you want, instead of $8, if you want $6, and if you want it in the lighter wood, right now you can get it in the retirement cell with the more ornate background. I don't have a sample of that one here today, but you can get that there. Teresa says, what woods are the retired ones coming in? What woods? The wood is maple. All the retired ones are done in maple. And I think I said that in the top of the collection. If you go into the collection, the retirement collection, I think the description of the whole collection says that they will come in maple. And I think I changed each of the descriptions to say they're coming in maple. So the retirement collection will all be in the lighter wood, which I think all of those photos were in the lighter wood anyway. Whereas all of these photos that I took today, and they'll be just like this. This is the photo I took today in front of this on the blue. So when you see those, they're the darker wood. This is the darkest wood we have, which is walnut. And if I have any, let me see. I don't think I have. We also have cherry. Cherry is a reddish wood in between the two. And I think I did all the cherry ones the other day, and it's at home. So I did a bunch of cherry. See, we're doing like tons of these cutouts to take to Tucson. Like literally, we did all of these, peeling these today. Peeled all of those today. Those are getting ready to go to Tucson. Cherry is a in-between kind of wood. It's a reddish color. We will have some cherry cutouts in Tucson. If you want to visit Andrew in Tucson, you can grab those. But once Tucson happens, once Andrew is off to Tucson, I will be starting to make these pendants probably in other colors, in other woods. But right now, this is the walnut. This is what we're doing today. I know everyone wants all the colors, right? But start with these, everybody. If I see people buying these and people like them, we'll start making them in other woods. But it's hard to justify because the wood costs a good bit of money. The prices went way up over the pandemic. Like this wood used to be like super easy to get and pretty inexpensive to make things, and the prices like tripled, if not quadrupled. It's crazy. It's crazy how much the wood costs right now. So, and we try to use the wood that's meant for our laser so that it's safe. It doesn't include, you have to be really careful when you're making wooden pendants and when you're using a laser, because the laser vaporizes whatever's in the wood. So if you get it from a supplier that you can't trust or you don't know for sure, it could have harmful things that are vaporized and then in your environment. And we do these in our house. So the cats are there and we are there. So we buy the wood, even though it's maybe more expensive than other places, we buy the wood that we know that is supposed to be good and not supposed to be damaging. This is a bird of flight. I call it bird of flight. And I love this one. In the clouds, the little bird flying by, and this is in that beautiful deep walnut color. Deep walnut wood. It's not a color, it's the actual wood. All right, one of the ones that I know is $10. This is this one, the Survivor Heart. I love this because you know what it symbolizes, and it shows you're a survivor, you have mended your heart, maybe with metal panels whenever you needed to, but you have made it through. And I love this pendant. Now, this is a big pendant, but I love big jewelry too. So this is the Survivor Heart. This one is $10 instead of $8 like the others, just because it's so much bigger and it has so much more detail. It takes a lot more time to create on the laser. So that one is available. All right. Teresa says, my husband puts in and finishes wood floors and stairs. The oak, he says, has tripled in price. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Pam says it could be a pin. This one, yes. If you put a pin back on here, you could definitely. I mean, it has a hole in it at the top. This could also be an ornament. You don't have to use it as a pendant. It's big enough that you could make it an ornament or hang it on your desk. It could be a desk ornament. Office ornament, but it could also be a pin. You could put a pin here if you don't mind the hole being there, and that is available in the online store. Now, I will say also, we do wholesale these. So let me see if I get this right. If Andrew's still here, you can correct me. He remembers it more than me. It is a $400 retail minimum, but if you're doing wholesale, that means you pay $200. All right, we do half price. So these are half price, but you do have a minimum of a $400 retail spend, but that comes down to $200 as a minimum for these. You know, you do have to be appropriately set up for wholesale, like you're reselling stuff, because the wholesale also is not taxed and all that good stuff. So if you are interested in that and you are set up for that, for selling or reselling, and you would like to purchase any of these, you do not have to buy the same one. It doesn't have to be $200 worth of this one or $200 worth of this one. It can be mix and match. All right, it can be mix and match. But it is a $200 buy-in. That's $400 retail. So you would have $400 worth of goods for $200. And you have to start there. And generally, every order has to be at least that $200 wholesale minimum. That just gives us, you know, enough that it makes sense for us to sell them at that rate. All right. Amanda says, I pictured beads hanging from the survivor heart. It doesn't have a hole on the bottom. That's not to say that we couldn't do it. That's not to say that we couldn't do it if you really wanted. But you could wire wrap something down the back from this hole, maybe, and hang something from it. I'm sure a lot of you could come up with a lot of interesting ways to use that. And if you have any questions about the wholesale and all that, just email us. You know, we're willing to work with people as much as we can. Andrew says, if you do a reorder, the minimal order is more flexible. Yeah, we try to be more flexible on that, but it does also have to be worth our time and energy to put into making them. If you're going to order 2 pendants every other day, that's a lot of, you know, back and forth to the laser, starting it up, getting it ready if we don't have anything else. So that's why we try to, you know, say, you know, if you're wholesaling, hopefully it's for, you know, something that you're going to be placing semi-larger orders. Doesn't have to be that big all the time, but hopefully it's something that you're going to be selling or using a lot of as a maker and being able to do that. Terry says you could hang beads from the pin. It's true. You could if you put a pin on it. Oh, Amanda says as a pin. Yep. Could definitely see that. Other Teresa's have to go for a silver silk tutorial with soft legs, so we'll watch the rerun. All right. Yeah, make sure you do. Make sure you do. Okay, next up. Jackalope. Jackalope in the moonlight. This is one of my all-time favorite ones. I love King Kitty. I love this baby dragon. It's so cute. And I absolutely love the jackalope in the moonlight. It's such a fun pendant. This could also be turned into a pin if you wanted to. That could be a pin back if you wanted to put on there. So there you have a jackalope. Jackalope is the jackrabbit, and the horns. Andrew says the great thing about the wood too is that if you need to add holes yourself, it's relatively easy. Yeah, you could get a little Dremel and drill your little holes in here anywhere you want, which is really nice. Andrew says, I made the jackalope thick. Yeah, it's got a little thick butt. Andrew made another one, and the jackalope was skinnier, and he's like, that just does not look right. So he plumped up the jackalope. Sandra says, do you wholesale other items or just these pendants? We only wholesale the items that we make. And right now, that is these. We've talked about possibly doing the enamel pendants, but we're not there yet with a production line of anything like that. And our AG Fine Pewter line, we're not in production. Once we're in production with the AG Fine Pewter, which could take a while, it's going to be expensive, I think. But once we are, we will wholesale that as well. But right now, just the wooden pendants. And if you are looking for some of the retired wooden pendants, and you want to grab those before they go away for wholesale, definitely email me about that too. Because once those go away, they're not even going to be available for wholesale. So they won't be available in any other stores either. We do have stores across the country who have carried our pendants. But since our lasers had issues, it's been hard to keep that going. So we're trying to get back into the swing of things. Sandra says, I love that one. I love this one too. It's one of my very favorites. Amanda says, I love the shape, right? Isn't it cute? And I love having a laser that, because people are like, do you buy the round wood and then just the laser cuts this part? No, the laser can cut out the whole whatever. So I love when these kind of come out of their round or oval shape, and they're shaped, and I love that. So these are all in the online store, everybody. You can get them right now, allegorygallery.com. I hope you'll grab some. These are also to help fund our Tucson trip. So, and to pay for that hotel and to pay for the car repairs this morning. So please, if you like anything, do grab it. This is the sea turtle. The sea turtle is super detailed. Lots of detail in the sea turtle. Love that. Sandra was thinking of having an animal line. That would be great, right? Yeah, if you need anything, let us know. We can try and get you a wholesale order going. I can't promise any custom-made pendants. We have done that in the past, but we are so busy right now that I would not want to offer that. I couldn't offer that realistically, but if you see something you like and you want quantities of it, please definitely email us about it. We don't have wholesale set up on the website right now. We've thought about that, and the problem is that it's hard to do for the small amount of things that we have available for wholesale. So it's easiest just to email us. Or what you can do, another way to do it is to place an order for any of the designs you want, retail, and then follow up with an email where we can talk about wholesale, and then we will convert that order into part of the money paid for the wholesale order, if that makes sense. You pay retail, but we'll convert that to money already spent towards the wholesale order. That way you can pick out the exact ones, and you're not like sending me an email and say, I want this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this. You just place the order and it's good. All right. Pam says, can you patina the wood? Yes, Pam. We have, if you go to our Facebook page right now, there is a post talking about the retired pendants, our retired wooden pendants. And inside that post, there are 2 links to Andrew showing how you can decorate this wood. You can decorate this wood. So, yeah, you can decorate it in many different ways. Vintage patina paints, if you still have the original patina paints, that's what Andrew uses a lot to do some of these. Teresa, where's the hole in the sea turtle? Right there, in that top flipper. So he hangs like this. I'm trying to show you with the hole up on all of these so that even if you can't see it, I know sometimes it's hard to see, that you'll know the general direction of which way they hang. Okay. Suzanne says, I just got an order, got a package from AG. Shepley says, all those are beautiful. Thank you. Sandra says, I will definitely contact you. Thanks. We appreciate that. Amanda says, I remember standing at a bandsaw at an industrial arts class for an hour cutting out a heart, right? Now we just let the laser do it, which is so nice when it works. It's beautiful when it works. Suzanne, OMG, the pewter mice. I know. I think I saw your order being packed, and it jogged my memory that we had pewter mice. Sometimes I forget what we have, and they are so dang stinking cute. I know if you don't like mice, it's okay, but they are really cute mice. So I'm glad you got those. I can't wait to see what you do with those. This is the stag pendant. Beautiful. Teresa's not seeing well because of my migraine. I get it. I get it. Stag pendant. I love this one too. It's just very, this is great for a guy's necklace too. If you're looking for things for guys, this is just a very, the deer head, the deer horns. Very simple, but very nice. All right, next up, Hamsa. Hamsa. Andrew says, I can't speak on the new paints from Vintage because the old ones last so long I haven't needed to get new paints, but I know the original formula works great for talking about embellishing these. Marianne says, I have always liked mice. Me too. I like mice. I think they're cute. So the pewter, the AG fine pewter mice are really cute. Amanda says, I got the AG pewter gold chickens. So adorable. Yeah, the chickens are too. They're really cute. Now I want the mice. Yeah, go get the mice. They're really cute. This is the Hamsa that Andrew designed. Now the Hamsa we've had, I have one here to show you. Here it is in the maple, and here it is in the walnut. And I think Andrew prefers the maple. He likes to be able to see these lines. But I like the darker wood. I like how this looks in the darker wood. But, you know, right now it's only available in the darker wood, so I hope you all do too. Sandra says, how thick is the wood? The wood, I believe, is 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, it's 1/8 of an inch thick. All right, all the wood's 1/8 of an inch thick. Many jump rings work. I try to use larger jump rings with these just so that there's movement. But you can get some small ones in there even if you need to. But yeah, put a nice jump ring on it. 1/8 of an inch thick, not too bad at all. And the nice thing about these is they are all super, super, super light. And so that's the other thing to remember when you're designing with these. If your necklace is very heavy at the top or something like that, these being light, sometimes you want to make sure that the weights are right when you work with these. But I mean, they're super light. They're not going to add hardly any weight at all. And even if you just want to put these on a super like thin necklace, it's going to work because it's not going to tug or pull on it like a weighted gemstone pendant or something would. So you can use this with very thin chain if you want to and decorate with it. You can do a lot of things with these because weight is not an issue at all. Teresa's love the Hamsa in the darker wood. Me too. Me too. Susan says, mice are cute as long as they don't surprise me when I open my storage closet, right? Mice are cute until they make a mess in your house, says Pam, right? I know they can make a mess, but I think they're super cute anyway. I think they're super cute. Marianne says, maybe next month after I finish paying for my painting. I get it. I get it. Andrew said, there's a workaround if you need to weigh your pieces down, he says. Which I'm sure he'll probably be telling us next. Amanda says the hand would look so good with knotted stones. Yes, knotted, doing that with some nice chunky knots, some nice thicker cord with some nice gemstones would look beautiful. Would the Hamsa work for earrings? Of course. Yes, these are all, everybody, these are so light. I put like that they weigh 0.1 ounce because I have to put something in the online store for the weight because our online store shipping is done by weight. So it combines all the weights. So everything we put is weighted out. But this doesn't even register mostly on our scale. So yeah, these are super, super duper light. This one, a little bit heavier, but like you're talking like maybe this is the weight of like a plastic credit card. Like it's hardly anything. So so there you have it. Andrew says, in the purple star necklace, I talk about it. So there you go, purple star necklace. But yeah, any of these could work for earrings. Like this is not, even this would probably not tug on anyone's ears. So you could have giant survivor earrings if you wanted to. Does patina paint stay on? I've never used patinas. Yes, Sandra, it does. It does stay on nice. And Andrew shows in those videos also how you can do things to coat it using Renaissance wax or crystal Krylon. If you really clear nail polish, if you really want to make sure that it doesn't get disturbed, but it stays on pretty well on its own. And this is all, again, referring to the old vintage patina paints, the ones that are no longer made. So if you got any of those from us or you still have any around, Andrew uses them a lot and he still has them around because they last a long time. we cannot speak to the new paints. I know Cynthia, I think, uses and makes the new paint, so she would have to tell us more if she had information on that, whether using them on wood. I don't know if she has done a lot of wood work with them or not yet. Here's the owl. Suzanne says patina paint is good and Gilder's paste is good too. I've had no problems. Yeah, that's another way. Gilder's paste. I think that's in some of the videos Andrew talks on. Again, if you missed that video, I'm going to try and link some of those videos here in the comments after we're done, because I want you to be able to see that. I don't think I put it in here. I should have, but I was developing a migraine at the moment, so I forgot. Andrew says, someone borrowed my onyx color and it went missing. Oh no, I know he was asking me if I had any here at the store, and I do not. Marion says, if you Americans would use the metric system, you could get an accurate weight for your lighter items. Just saying, right? I do not disagree with you. I have nothing against the metric system. I didn't really start using it until I got into beads, but it is a much, you know, more kind of systematic system, right? Everything's got a size and it grows proportionally and it makes sense. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Believe me, I'm not stopping the rest of the US from translating to metric. I would be just fine if they did. I don't know how tall I am in the metric system, so that would be something. I'm still used to saying how many feet and all that, so that would be strange, but I'm sure I could get used to it. Here is the angel puppy. We had some requests for things like this, so Andrew did one. We had some friends lose their pets, and so he made an angel puppy dog. This, it kind of looks like a lab to me, but I don't know dogs that well either, so it could be something else. Could look like a lot of dogs, actually. But this is the angel puppy. It has this, I don't know if you can see, it has this little tail there, its feet and these little wings. The holes go through the tips of the wings. So if you know somebody who has lost their puppy, their dog, that's a nice little gift too. You can just, you don't even have to make it into a necklace or pendant. It's just a nice little gift. Marion says, I don't know how tall I am either. See that metric system. I don't know. Maybe if you use the imperial system, you know how tall you were. I don't know. I know a lot of even countries like in England. I know still a lot of people talk about their height in feet and not in centimeters or meters. Pam says, new math has been introduced to kids. It should have been the metric system instead. I agree. I don't think there was anything wrong with the way I learned math, but I think the metric system would have been a much better usage of the kids' learning time. This is a bee in the honeycomb. I love the bee on the honeycomb. It also, we don't have it for you available in maple, but we will at some point probably continue producing the maple. So it looks like this on maple, whereas it looks like this on the walnut. I love the walnut. Marianne says, actually, I use both systems. I do too a lot. Now that I'm in beading and beads are done by millimeters, centimeters, and millimeters, I do actually, I'm developing a better idea in my head. Like growing up with inches, you kind of have an idea of how long an inch is. And I'm starting to get an idea of how long a centimeter is. And it's useful. It's useful. Amanda says, I use both too. Beads in millimeters, chain length in inches, right? Next up, one of my favorites too. This is the little cherry blossom pendant. Little cherry blossom, hand-drawn by Andrew, turned into a pendant. I think this one's so cute. This has been one that has like fallen off the bandwagon sometimes. I don't know why, but it gets lost in the shuffle. So I'm glad that I made one of these and brought it back today. I don't know why. It just sometimes disappears off of our wooden pendant lists. And we had a problem with the depth of the cut for a while, the depth of the engraving work that wasn't working out real well. And on the maple, sometimes it wasn't looking, I think, as good, maybe. That might just be laser issues, but I think it looks really good now. I love the little cherry blossom pendant. It's just so cute. Great for earrings. So again, these are all available at allegorygallery.com if you'd like to grab any of these. This is the love heart. The love heart. It says love. It's got a heart. It's got some flowers growing through it. Kind of, I think this would be an awesome tattoo, honestly. Andrew says it was one of the first ones we made, so the file was Wonkadoodle. This, the cherry blossom file was Wonkadoodle, so there you go. That's why it's been difficult. But it's working now, and I think it's looking great. So get it before it falls off the list again for some reason. This is the love heart. Again, I think this would make a great tattoo. I think it's kind of in a tattoo-ish image. I don't know if Andrew did that on purpose or not. But I think this would be great. Think of that on your arm, on your upper arm, right? That's pretty cool. Marion says, I have customers who use pounds at the grocery store, but they usually turn out to be transplanted Americans, right? Yeah, pounds and ounces. It's just because we ship in it. I kind of know what like 4 ounces is because that's where your package starts changing weight. So I have to know kind of where the break off at 4 ounces is. But I do not have any grasp at all, I will say, of weights in the metric system. No idea. No idea. I am fully imperial system on weights. Andrew says, yep, there are a bunch with a tattoo vibe. Yes, there are. Check out the courage heart. How about that? Amanda says, I'll have a pound of butter, please, right? Marianne says, love would be a great pin too. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. And here we have the courage heart. A flame. A flame. There's a rose in there. Courage, the rose leaf, which is really well detailed actually, and the flame. The whole is the very top up here too. Very top up there. Susie says, all these pendants are beautiful. Thank you. I hope you like them. I hope you buy some. Help us fund our trip to Tucson and bring back even more beautiful things. And again, if you're interested in wholesaling with these, please do contact us by email. The retail minimum, you must spend $400 retail, but in wholesale language, that translates to $200 spent. All right, so you spend $200 to be able to resell these at $400 if you keep our same prices. You can adjust. We have no, we don't really have any regulations on, we don't try and dictate what you can sell stuff for. So you can sell them higher if you want. You can sell them lower. I hope you don't. We try to ask you not to sell them lower than we do, though. That is a big thing. But if you want to make more money on them and sell them higher, that's your prerogative. All right. Next up and next to last is the octopus. The octopus. And this one is lovely. This is, you're seeing a little bit of this paper on the back. That's what this is through here. That would normally be a cutout. But I couldn't get the back paper all the way off because it's sticking in there until I peel the back off. So this is the octopus. This is super detailed. It has eyes on both sides here. They're hard to see. Maybe if I turn it that way, you can kind of see one of the eyes. And the hole is up here. And look at those tentacles. Look at those tentacles. Could Andrew make dolphins? Dolphins are being retired, Pam. Dolphins are being retired. They are in the retirement cell right now. They will only be there until the end of the weekend, and then that collection is going away forever. So if you want dolphins, get them now. In the retirement cell, they're $6 each. They're on sale at 25% off. Everything in the AG Wooden Pendant retirement sale is 25% off right now. Sandra loves this one. I know, more ocean creatures, right? And I think this is the last one, the seahorse, one of my very favorites. It can now be one of my favorites because now we have an easy way to peel these. When this had to be peeled by hand, each one of these little divots made it nearly impossible. It took forever. So this one is now available. now it can be one of my favorites because I can get it cut out easily. The hole is right here. We try and make the holes where they balance fairly well. So the hole is right here in the curved part of the neck. And that is the seahorse. And that is the last one I have for you today. By the way, this is the octopus in maple. And this is it in the walnut. You can only get it in the walnut right now. I actually think it looks nicer in the walnut. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. It's time for me to end this anyway, so that you can all get ready, take a little break, and then get ready for Cynthia. Cynthia's going to go live at Green Girl Studios at 7 o'clock Eastern time. So that's in right now in about 40 minutes. And yeah, so these are the they're kind of new. These are the pendants in our current collection. This is the current production collection, part of it. And we're going to be adding more of these as time goes on, and probably adding more wood choices. But right now, that's going to be down the line. Right now, we're going to make sure the laser keeps working. We're going to stick to one kind of wood right now. We're going to do the walnut for now. That way, if we have to buy more supplies, hopefully we can get more supplies easily without having to buy all the different colors. So right now, these are going to be available in walnut. They are in the online store at allegorygallery.com. I hope you love them. I hope you grab some. And that's it for now. Please tune in again after Cynthia goes live. So around 8:30 or so is my plan. I'm going to try to go live showing Andrew's latest paintings. Andrew just finished up a bunch of new paintings in his Portraits from the Other Side series. So those we're going to show you tonight, and they're all new. So get ready to see those. Oh, and the one thing I wanted to do before I go, if you watched me the other night, last Friday, we did a late night video showing how I used the Cricut Maker 3 to make jewelry tags. And I was showing you how I learned that and how I learned about foiling them. We decided not to use the foiling process, but I made jewelry tags, and look how they are. When I showed you, they did not have these cuts in them, and the holes were smaller here. So I had to enlarge these so that some of our larger chain would fit through. I think they were originally made for earrings in what I used, because I used a design that was available to me. So I've modified it a little bit. I made the holes bigger for chain, for pendants instead of earrings, and this so that you can get the pendant out, even though we did these a different way. We secured them this way with a jump ring so that we didn't have as much chain hanging down. So this is what we made for this. And here, I'll show you. Let me remove this. I have a messy desk, so don't mind my messy desk. But here's what we were making this for, to fit on this little stand on our desk, or on our table display for Tucson. We bought these stands, and we had to modify them a little bit. They had 3 holes in each one, but that didn't leave enough room for any type of card. So then by making our own cards, we could make sure that they filled up the stand, but didn't. I made them still a little bit bigger than I should have, maybe, but I wanted them big enough that the pendants looked right on them too. So right now we made them just 2 size to fit this particular stand, which is a thing that is great that you can do when you make your own stuff, right? And that's what the Cricut Maker 3 helped us do. So if you missed that video, it's last Friday's live video, and you can rewatch that, and I can show you the process. I had just learned the process that day, really. So I showed you something new, right? We were talking the other day about how you can be a teacher to anybody. If you just know one thing more than somebody else, you can teach them and you can help them. So that's what I wanted to do. I just learned how to make these, and I know so many of you do shows, and maybe you're buying, you know, like right now for me, this display stand is something that I'm not going to sit down and make. Andrew was talking about making one, but I'm certainly not going to do that. So when you buy a display stand, you never know what's going to fit it, right? I mean, I guess you could do all that preparation work and really measure it out and have it, but you never know until you get it. right? That's really the thing, especially when you're buying online. So we got these, and then we had to make jewelry tags that will fit these. I am working tonight, maybe not tonight. But we are doing earrings as well, right? So we make these. These are our enameled color block earrings. So they reverse. So one side is blue, one side is green. We hang them so that they hang on you with one on each color. But you could also reverse these. You could hang them so that you see both blue at once. You know, of course, when they're in your ears, they're moving anyway. But anyway, we put them on lever backs, and a lot of jewelry cards do not fit lever backs, right? They usually have one hole to stick one post through, or one, open-ended wire through. So I'm going to work on creating a jewelry card that works for lever backs, that has two holes, so that we can both put this hole through the card, but also push this through the card so that it can go through and up and in there. So that's what I'm going to work on next with my Cricut Maker 3. And if I figure that out, maybe I'll show you the end result no matter what. All right. All right, everybody. Let me flip this camera around real quick here. And yeah, oops, there we go. There we go. So yeah, oops. Let's go up, 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 up. Okay. Oh, thankfully, my migraine seems to have gone, which, knock on wood, it stays away. And yeah, so make sure you tune into Green Girl Studios on Facebook. They're only on Facebook, I think. I think they're only going live on Facebook. They have a YouTube account, but they haven't gotten their streaming software to fit into the streaming account through YouTube and all that. So they're going to go live on Facebook, on the Green Girl Studios Facebook page tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's in just about 30 minutes or so. And so watch them. And then around 8:30 or whenever they're done, I'm going to try for around 8:30, 8:15, 8:30, depending on how long they take. They usually go an hour, so they'll be 7 to 8 at least. They may run over a little bit. That's okay. But I'm going to go home now, take pictures of the new paintings that Andrew made. Even though Andrew says, I think I lost one of the paintings. Either that or I can't count. Uh-oh. So we have some paintings to show you tonight. And I'll get those in the online store. I'm going to get pictures of them. Hopefully my lighting works okay. Get pictures of those, get them into the online store, and then either wait or wait for Cynthia to be done if I finish early, or if that takes a little bit longer than sometimes you think it's going to, then I'll be going live whenever I'm finished with that. So do tune back in. Turn on your notifications. Turn them all on, everybody. If you're on YouTube, hit that little bell icon. YouTube is super good about sending your phone and your email notifications. If you hit that little bell, it will definitely tell you when we go live. I get one every day I go live. And Facebook, you can hit that little bell. I think Facebook turned it into a bell too, for our lives as well. So I will be going live here on our Facebook page, on our YouTube channel, and probably I will go live in the Great Beat Extravaganza group or in our Design Challenge group. If you're not a member of the Design Challenge group, I hope you'll join that too. All right, just search for Allegory Gallery Design Challenges on Facebook and hit join. It's an open group. You don't need permission. Just go in, join, and have fun with everybody else making stuff right now for Beat in the New Year. All right, everybody. That's it. I'm going to let you go so you can get a break, get a little bit of maybe dinner before Cynthia joins in, and then we'll be back after Cynthia's done with some paintings. All right, everybody, have an amazing evening until then. Have fun watching Cynthia. I'm going to have Cynthia running as well while I'm doing my work, so I can't wait to see what they have to show us. And yeah, tune in to everybody and get ready for the Great Beat Extravaganza this weekend. It's happening very soon. All right. See you later tonight, everybody. Bye now.